Welcome to Brad's Beer Reviews, second edition for today. Next up, we're going to be continuing the wife picks. We've got two more to go, guys, counting this one. And I'm sure you've been watching the rest of the videos. My wife picked the beers out, we're rating them. We are doing Sierra Nevada's Hop Hunter IPA. Hunter. Why do people in the South say Hunter? Hunter. Hop Hunter IPA. All right, so I did some research on this one. I've got quite a bit of information to share with you guys, and hope you're okay with that. We're going to start off with the fact that you can visit them at sierranevada.com. Something neat that I found out on their website that you can see is they actually do a steam distilling process before the crop actually leaves the field. Sorry for stumbling over my words there. And what I'm going to do is actually provide a link in the description below the video from a website called Draft Mag that talks about that process and whether or not it's a gimmick or something legitimate. I thought that was interesting. It's 6.2% alcohol by volume. It's 60 IBUs. They use L yeast. They use Bravo hops for the bittering. And their finishing hops are Cascade, Simcoe, and Crystal. They use two-row pale malt, caramel malt, and flaked oat malt. Food pairings, which I would like to include more of these in videos, but I don't always find that information for the beers. But the food pairings for this beer, according to the Sierra Nevada website, is a hamburger with blue cheese and roasted red pepper, wood-grilled salmon, brisket, or any kind of intense cheese. This beer gets a 90 on Beer Advocate. There's nothing by the bros, but that's a very good score. Rate Beer gives it a 96 overall and a 96 in the style. We're going to open this up. Now, just a little bit of information, and one of these days I may do a My History with Beer video. That might be interesting. But while I'm giving this a pour, I'll let you know that, as I've mentioned, when I first started drinking, like most people, I would go to parties or whatever, and whatever light beer they had, that was really my first experience with beer, but I didn't like it. I liked the effect. I did not like the taste, so I would walk around all night with a bottle of beer. And at that time, I just preferred, liquor. It got the job done that I wanted done quicker. And I wasn't trying to rhyme there, but it just so happens that did. Anyway, when I was around 23 years old, and I'm not going to give too much info because, like I said, I may do a video on this, I got turned on to Budweiser, and to me, that was beer. Anybody else that drank craft beer, I didn't think that they were drinking real beer. Well, honestly, that's how I felt about it. Years later, decided to branch out, and I remember that I picked up Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. And the reason that I picked that up is because I had a fascination with California. I used to think that I wanted to live there. And this beer is brewed out of Chico, California. Shout out to Razor Ramon. If you're a wrestling fan, you'll get that. And so that's honestly why I picked the beer up. And my dad actually picked up a beer brewed out of Little Rock, Arkansas that is Pale Ale as well. And I'm going blank on the name of it at the moment. Any other time I would know it. If you know what I'm talking about, leave a comment in the video below. And we got home with those 6-packs, and that stuff tasted like hairspray, man. We hated it. So I said all that to say that Sierra Nevada was my first experience with any kind of pale ale or any kind of bitter beer, really. And since then, I've tried many of their beers. I've never had this one, but I tend to like what they put out. And I look forward to reviewing some more of them. We are drinking the beer out of my Sierra Nevada glass. I figured, if I'm going to drink a Sierra Nevada beer, might as well use their glass. Let's take a look at it. just a really golden color. It's kind of cloudy. It's barely see-through. There's a little bit of maybe a finger worth of white head. And there's plenty of carbonation, it looks like. Plenty of bubbles streaming up there. Let's get a smell on it, guys. It's definitely bitter. I can tell that just by smelling of it. The hops really just kind of kick you in the face. There's a sweet note to it that complements it quite well. And I'm hoping that that means there's a sweetness to finish the beer to kind of settle those hops out as you drink. Time's going to tell on that. The sweetness is lemony, fruity, citrusy. Maybe even a slight hint of like an orange smell to it. It's a good taste. Okay, that sweetness is actually, you know, I've mentioned in videos before that I usually get the hop notes on the sides of my tongue. The sweetness actually hit me on the sides of the tongue this time, and the hop notes are just right down the center of the tongue and in the finish. The finish is pretty dry. Those citrus notes are very prevalent though, to me. The mouthfeel, I would say, is medium. You get what they say you're going to get out of this one. It's a hoppy beer, and if you don't like hoppy beers, you're probably not going to like it. Me personally, I do enjoy an IPA every now and then. It's not something that I can sit and drink several of. For one thing, I'd be tore up from floor up if I tried, and two, IPAs tend to be pretty intense. And that's not a bad thing, but it's just not something that I can tend to sit down and do a session drinking with. Unless sometimes I do like Founder's All Day IPA, which I've mentioned in a previous video. That's a really good beer. And New Belgium has a IPA that I believe they call Slow Ride. I would like to find that and give that a review. It's supposed to have a real low alcohol content. It's a session IPA. Okay, so I don't dislike this beer by any means. And if we're going to rate it just on that, then I'm going to give this beer a B+. As you can tell, I'm not disliking it. I got half of it gone. I would be interested to try some of their food pairings. Now, I'm not a big fan of intense cheese. I learned that the hard way at a casino buffet, which has really good food. If you're ever around Tunica, Mississippi, actually it's in Robinsonville, I think, but you know, we call it Tunica. Go to the Gold Strike buffet. It is awesome. I'm not kidding. Very good. And but anyway, I thought that I would be adventurous one night when me and my wife were there, because it's one of our favorite things to do is go to the casino. Women, we don't go in there trying to win money, but we enjoy the games and we like the food, and it's fun. So we were there one night, and I decided I was going to be adventurous and try some cheeses. And oh my goodness, some of them were good. I had one that tasted like feet. And, well, not that I've ever had a foot in my mouth, but, you know, what I imagine a foot would taste like. And it was just horrible. But I imagine that's the kind of cheeses they're talking about when they say intense cheese. But I'm not a scaredy cat. I'll try the food pairings if I ever have the opportunity to. Anyway, I'm gonna quit rambling on because we got another review coming today. Giving this beer a B, or did I say B plus? Anyway, point is, it's a good beer. If you have a chance to try it and you are adventurous and you like hops, check it out. If you don't like hops, stay away from it. You're not going to enjoy it. Don't waste your money. I will see you back here in just a bit after I let these hops settle down on my tongue so they do not impact the next beer that we're doing. Please like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think if you've had the beer, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Have a great weekend.